So the reason why I think it's very interesting is because every single thing that we learn all through the remaining days or what we've learned so far in this class, they all come together and make shape in the business plan. So usually when you're going into, let's say, a business school, or you're going into an accelerator program, which is what a lot of startups will go into just to get better knowledge on how businesses run and how to manage their organization, one key thing that a lot of people would ask you is, where is your business plan? Or if you're trying to speak to an investor because you think, hey, my idea is so great and you will make so much money from my idea, what they're going to ask you for is, okay, can I see your business plan? If you're trying to get maybe people to work with you and you're not ready to pay them because of course you don't have money just yet, and you want them to maybe be partners, you want to exchange equity for the organization that you have founded, what you're going to be asked is, can I see your business plan? So the business plan is pretty much one of the most important documents that you will probably ever make as a business owner. In recent times, not everyone makes the entirety of what a business plan really looks like, which we'll talk about. And now we've started making some things that are a little bit less detailed, but with just as much information as needed. And we're going to go into that. But you always would want to start with the business plan. And so when you think about the business plan, it's important for you to know that every entrepreneur at some point in their life will make something that is like a business plan. But now the key and most important thing is your business plan is an ongoing process. So everything we're going to talk about today is not something you make over 3 nights or 3 weeks or 3 months and say, oh, that's the end. Absolutely not. Your business plan is going to be something that you're going to be working with over and over. You're going to be tweaking, you're going to be changing, you're going to be removing, adding a few things. And pretty much it's that thing that you have to keep going back to. So if you think through all the things we've talked about so far, one of the key things I would always say is you have an idea of how your business should be or how the venture you want to start is. But the truth is, until you go into the market, everything you're writing down is just ideas. So your business plan will reflect the fact that the market changes. Your business plan is going to reflect the fact that things might not be exactly how you thought they will be. So in AfroHub, for example, when we started, we had this whole beautiful, nice picture. Every month, every day, we'll get these amounts of customers, but that doesn't happen. Or customers will come from a certain area and we can easily deliver these goods to the consumers, but that doesn't always happen. And so we've had to tweak what the foundation of our business is, and that means tweaking what our business plan is. So what is a business plan? The business plan is what I would say is the blueprint. So you know how a blueprint is? It's kind of like that thing at the back that nobody really sees. Only you, maybe if you're a blueprint of, let's say, a movie, it's only the people behind, the script writers and the producers and directors that will see it. Or the blueprint of a building, it's like the sketch, the different parts where you have all the connections, where the toilet would be, where the bedroom would be, and all of those nice things. That's what your business plan is. It's a blueprint of your business. So every single thing that we need to know about your business is pretty much in what your business plan is. So what is your product? What services are you offering? Who are your potential customers? Who is your competitor? What is happening in the industry that you're operating in? How do you intend to make your productions? How do you intend to get your product to your consumers? How do you intend to work around logistics? Where would you get finance from? All of this information, every single thing that we want to know about your business is usually in your business plan. So all the things we've talked about in terms of internal environment, external environment, evaluating all of those things, your business plan is that place where you bring every single information that we have worked on so far together to come together for us to now really say, aha, this is what you're trying to do as an entrepreneur. This is what you're trying to do in form of a business. So now the question is, why exactly do we have to develop a business plan? So there are several reasons why a business plan is very important. But for the context of this conversation, I'm going to look at only two major reasons. There's the internal part. Your business plan is you saying, I'm going to get my products, I'm going to get my supplies from Costco at $5 per package. So let's use AfroHub for example. Right now, we are trying to create a new product, which is a subscription box. In our subscription boxes, it's pretty much a collection of different items that are on our website, which we would give to consumers in a box form. And so we have to get the box packaging itself from Staples. We're getting it from different other places. We're bringing some in from China. So we're getting this box from different places. We already have how much we are planning to get these boxes from or for. We already have an idea of what the products are that are going to be inside the boxes. So we have a list, we have how much they cost, etc. And so we have created all of this and we assume we're ready to go. So now in 5 months or 5 weeks time, let's say 5 weeks time, what my business plan is in 5 weeks time, I'll say, okay, so last month I said I was going to get all of these products from Costco, from this place, from Staples, from here and here at so and so pricing. Is that what is happening? I don't think it is. Okay, let's change around how things operate. So what your business plan ends up being is that checklist that you can always go back to, that will tell you what you need to do at every given time and gives you an opportunity to see what you projected and see if you're actually meeting up to your expectations. So what you as an entrepreneur would use your business plan for is to guide you, to guide your decisions, to know when you need to hire people, to know when you need to maybe increase your sales, to know when you need to get an investor. It's your guidance, your checklist that tells you what to do at what time, for how much, through what resources. Now, externally, your business plan is used to attract support for your venture. So if you've said, hey, I don't want to go to school anymore, I want to open a restaurant. If your parents are like mine, the first time I wanted to do a business and I was asking my dad, hey, I need you to give me some money because I want to do a business. He's like, can I see your business plan? Because to him, it's an investment. So he wanted to be sure that the investment actually has potential to grow. So for you to explain to your parents that, hey, I don't want to go to school anymore, I want to start a business, or for you to tell your spouse that, the money that we've been saving since for our child's college fund, I think we should invest it into a particular business. What you can really show them is your business plan so they can actually understand what your business is about. If you're trying to get money from an investor, if you're trying to get money from the bank, if you're trying to get money from the bank for maybe a loan that you want to use for some of the products or services that you need to offer, what they want to see is your business plan. Because your business plan is supposed to be so detailed that people can actually understand everything about your business. They will know when your money is going to come. They will know when the money is going to start, when you start breaking even. They will know how long it's going to take for you to actually hit the ground running. And they will have all the information they need about your business. So it's used internally for yourself and it's also used for external people. When I wanted to get team members for AfroHub, I didn't have the money and I still don't even have the money to pay the kind of people that work with me on AfroHub. So what did they need to use to understand my business was that for them to go through what the business plan entails, and it gave them an idea of whether or not this is a great enough venture for them to go into. Okay, so in terms of what your business plan looks like, there's what we call the big picture, how to create your business plan. So it's not just one day you open up a document and say, oh, this is my business plan. Usually you start with a vision statement. So at this point, you've already created a name, just like most of you have for your businesses. So you have a vision statement. Based on your vision statement, you have a mission statement. Based on your mission statement, you have objectives. Based on the objectives, then it's easier for you to develop a realistic business plan to meet all of these things that you have stated. And so your business plan will have the title page, table of contents, this executive summary, body of the plan, which we're going to go into, and then the appendices. Okay, so we're going to take every single one of them one after the other and go through entirety what you need to think about for your business. So the first part is your vision statement. At this point, you already have a name. I'm hoping you have a name, or at least an idea of the name of your business. Your vision statement is really that statement that is saying what exactly your business is focusing on. So it's usually 1 to 2 sentences. It's never long. When it becomes too long, nobody is going to be able to understand what you're talking about. So it's saying, what are we in business for? What exactly are we doing? what is the plan for our business? What is the product and service that we're offering? Who are our target markets? You must be able to say all these key things in just 1 or 2 lines. So let's think about the other things that are in your vision statements. It should be graphic. A person should hear your vision statement and say, "Oh, I know what they're doing in this business." It should be directional. It should tell people, "Oh, I know where they want to be in 5 years, or I see what they are trying to do." Remember, it's a vision. So it's kind of futuristic, right? So, "Oh, I see where they're trying to be. I see what they're trying to do with their business." It should be focused. So it shouldn't be too generic that everyone's like, "I'm not sure what exactly they're doing." It should be something that even when you start the business, when you need to make decisions, when people remember what your vision statement is, it's easier for you to make decisions that align with the overall vision of the organization. It should be feasible. So that means it should be realistic. Don't say, "Oh, we want to be the best in the whole wide world." Yeah, I don't know. Is that realistic? Again, you can change your vision statement as time goes on, as you meet certain quarter. So it should be very realistic. It should be desirable. It should be easy to communicate. So it should actually end up being kind of like a slogan that people can say, "Oh, yeah, okay, that is Apple. Oh, yeah, that is AfroHub. Oh, yeah, that is Disney." It should be very realistic. People should understand what kind of business you are creating through your vision statement. Some examples of some vision statement that I think fits into some of the things that we've talked about. Disney. Now, these are their old statements. So over the years, they've obviously moved. As people now know the brands, it becomes easier for you to not be too specific in your vision statement. So Disney. Do we all know Disney? Yes? Okay. So Disney's vision statement: to create happiness by providing the finest in entertainment for people of all ages everywhere. What do you think? If you hear that, do you think it makes sense?
It makes sense when you incorporate that Dis- Disney is not only for like cartoons and stuff, but also incorporates their uh mu- the amusement parks and
Movies.
like movies and their channels, and there's so many things. So it's not just like kids with like Minnie Mouse, but it's also like at different levels.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So to an extent, it tells you what the company does, right? Does it?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
Because we know Disney's into entertainment, and from their entertainment, they're hoping to create some level of happiness. And again, just like you said, it's not just for kids, it's for people of all ages everywhere. So the parks, people can go to them, even the older people too. I have friends that are still excited about going to Disney Park. So
Marvel
there
and
you
all that.
go, Marvel, the comics, all of that. So you see, it's all encompassing of what the organization is. Okay, now the next one I want us to look at is Greenpeace: to halt environmental abuse and promote environmental solutions. Does that, I'm sure a lot of us don't know what Greenpeace is. So, but when you hear this vision statement, what kind of organization are you thinking about? What do you think they do here? What do you think? Do you guys want me to call someone's name? An organization that is saying they want to halt environmental abuse and promote environmental solutions. What do you think they're doing?
They're providing environmental awareness to the public and solutions that probably could assist in helping those problems.
Okay, okay. Brandon, thank you so much, Serena. Brandon, what do you think? What do you think they're doing? Do you align with what Serena said? They're trying to halt environmental abuse and promote environmental solutions.
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
An organization like Greenpeace, whose vision statement is to halt environmental abuse and promote environmental solutions, what do you think the business is into?
Like in terms of what? Into what?
What is their operation? What are they doing as a business?
To halt environmental abuse and promote environmental solutions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what I would do is I would I would go on social media and promote that type of thing.
Okay.
Is
So
that not
I'll come back to you, Brandon. Next
okay?
time, please try to be a part of the conversation in
Yeah,
class,
I
but
was
I'll
not
come
listening.
back to you. Okay, James, what do you think?
I think they're trying to attract the type of folks that would donate to them, being a nonprofit NGO, through their vision that most people wouldn't be for environmental abuse or against environmental solutions.
Okay, so I could pick some things that aligned from your conversation, non-for-profit, and Serena has said this is an organization that has something to do with promoting environmental solutions, making sure that we are green, and all of those nice things. So what you guys can see pretty much, thank you guys so much, based on their vision statement, despite the fact that we don't know their organization, we have an idea of what kind of organization they are. So your vision statement should be so clear that people can have an idea of what kind of business you are in. And even more important, it should be futuristic. So Disney, at the time they had this vision statement, chances are they had not created all of the things that they have now. But their plan was to get to a space where they're providing happiness for everyone. The same thing with Microsoft. There will be a personal computer on every desk running Microsoft software. This was one of their earlier vision statements. At that point, a lot of people didn't even know what computers were. However, they could see a future where they were providing these services to individuals. So when you think about the vision statement for the organization that you have created as a team, one thing you want to always think about is it futuristic? Can people have an idea of what kind of product or service that we're into? Is it very clear where we're going to as an organization? All right. Yes, Fatima.
When how do you use a vision statement? Like where in your marketing or development that where do you use that statement? Because usually it's like buried under so many things and you don't know what those companies' visions are.
Okay, so what a lot of organizations do, and that's why your vision statement needs to be about 2 lines maximum, is in their messaging. So if you look at some organizations, underneath their name or underneath their logo, there's usually this line that is a slogan, right? That slogan is either the exact vision statement or brought out from the vision statement. So that way people can easily tell what exactly this business is trying to achieve. Now, when you're having conversations within, another place where your vision statement is so important is internally. So if everyone within the organization can tell what the vision statement is for that organization, everyone has an idea of what kind of decisions need to be made. So Greenpeace, for example, if everyone knows the focus is to make sure that we get to a space, or let me use Microsoft, very common. If we know that the focus is to get to a space where every personal computer on every desk is running Microsoft software, the marketing team needs to know that, okay, based on that vision, I need to ensure that I'm increasing my marketing reach, not just from North America, but around the entire globe for us to get to the vision. So most times your vision statement is actually even used within internally because it is what guides the decisions that members of the organization will make. Okay, now let's look at some other vision statements. The first one here is to maximize our customers' ability to get their work done. What kind of business do you think that is?
Logistics, maybe?
Okay,
Yeah, I was thinking logistics as well.
okay,
Maybe.
all right. What is the problem? What do you think is the problem with that particular vision statement?
Too vague.
Too vague. How are you maximum? Who are your customers in the first place? Like, I need to even know your customers before I can tell what you're doing. I think it's a software, actually, it's a software company that has that particular vision statement. Now, let's say the second one. Develop, deploy, and manage a diverse set of scalable and strategic knowledge management tools to serve our customers, improving the possibility of overall satisfaction among our diverse customer profiles. I think it's straight to the point, no? What do you guys think? What's the problem here?
It's too long.
It's too long. It's okay. Apart from even being too long, it's you're just throwing words in there. Develop, okay? Not just develop. You're going to deploy it. Wow. Oh, and then you're going to manage it. Amazing. You know, it's like it's just throwing so many things. Knowledge management to scalable, strategic. Oh, come on. Who are you trying to impress? Right?
It feels like they went on a
On the website.
synonym, and then they tried to like use words and like try to find fancier words and just put it in there.
I think so too. That's how it feels. It feels like they just pulled words from everywhere poof, 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 and kept it in and just assumed, oh, this is going to work. So even a person that is reading it is thinking, okay, this is too much. So your vision statement again should not be too long. It should be specific, straight to the point, just to ensure that people hearing your vision statement can actually have an idea of what you're talking about. So now this comes back to your question, Fatima. Why exactly do we even need to have a vision statement, and why do we need to keep communicating it? Usually your vision statement serves as the inspirational tool. It serves as that thing that you'd say that everyone within the organization will know what to do, gives them direction, gives them energy. Oh, we are trying to get to a space where every Black-owned business is sustainable. Okay, now I understand what I need to do. You know, it makes it easy for people to know where we're going to and then why we're doing it. It also gets people to be supportive and excited about what you're trying to do as an organization. And especially for a startup, where people haven't really seen your products, they haven't really seen your services, they really want to hear things that will make them think, okay, this makes a lot of sense. Maybe I should invest my money into this organization. All right. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is a mission statement. Now, your mission statement is an offshoot of your vision statement. Remember, your vision statement was answering the question of what? What exactly are we doing? And why are we doing it? The mission statement is answering the question of how. How exactly are we doing what our vision statement is? So it helps us to understand our purpose beyond or above the vision statement. It's usually longer. It gives us more understanding of what you're doing or how you're achieving your vision statement. So we can hear things like your specific market, your specific niche, your location. Are you in North America? Are you around the world? Your plans over the next few years, you know, how you're unique. It's longer, it's a bit more detailed compared to your vision statement. So an example of a mission statement is Trader Joe's one here. The mission of Trader Joe is to give our customers the best food and beverage values that they can find anywhere, and to provide them with the information required for informed buying decisions. We provide this with a dedication to the highest quality of customer satisfaction, delivered with a sense of warmth, friendliness, fun, individual pride, and company spirit. Does anyone know Trader Joe's? Anyone? Well, what do they do? Anyone? What do they do as an organization?
Sell overpriced food.
Okay.
The grocery store, they make a lot of their own stuff, like no name for PC Express type thing.
Okay, so grocery, from the mission statement, can you see that they sell groceries? See, they're providing our customers with the best food and beverage values that they can find anywhere. So at least you know they're doing something that has to do with food, right? And groceries. Okay. Now here's why they might be overpriced. Because now for them is, I'm not just providing you the cheapest food. It is, I am providing you the grocery and a service. So that is why they're helping you to create better buying decisions, so informed decisions. And so what they're trying to say in their mission statement is, if you come into Trader Joe, unlike other stores, again, this is them saying what their competitive advantage is here, is when you come into Trader Joe's, beyond the product, if you have a conversation with the customer representative or you have a conversation with the staff, they will be able to give you more informed decisions. So we might be more expensive, but we're giving you a different type of service. So our service, when you're coming in, you're going to, there'll be some level of warmth, some friendliness. So the staff is not telling you, aisle 3, aisle 4. It's, oh, hi, can I help you with more information? So what they have done here is to detail out how they plan to get to a space of competitiveness. They are telling us how they stand apart from any other organization, the Superstore, the Walmart, or any other organization that might be operating in the same industry. So your mission statement is usually lengthier. It's longer. It's about a paragraph or so. And what your mission statement is doing is giving more information and more specifics about how you intend to achieve your vision as an organization. So in terms of comparative perspective, strategic vision and mission statements, your strategic vision is more futuristic. So we want to be the best suppliers of homemade goods. Mission statement is more present. In getting to be the best supplier, right now, we are offering the cheapest, we are offering delivery, we're talking about how we're doing it, why we're here, etc. So strategic vision talks more about the future, while the mission statement is more of what we're doing right now to get to our vision. Okay, now the next part is your values. So you have your vision. Based on your vision, you have your mission that comes off from there. The next thing is your values. And what your values are the things that make you your organization. So what makes your cleaning services different from every other cleaning service? What do you hold in high regard within your organization? What are the core values that you feel sets you apart? Now, like vision and mission, especially vision, your values usually would be providing guidance internally. So with your values, it's easier for you to tell the kind of people that would work for you. So if you are an organization and you build your value on sustainability, we want to ensure that we're minimizing waste. Anyone that is coming into your organization, they have to align with your value of sustainability. If not, it wouldn't be a great fit. Or if as an organization, your value is integrity. So that means everyone within the organization has to align with that value of integrity. So we would not be putting profit ahead of telling the truth. We will not be putting profit ahead of, hiding information so customers will not know the truth, and so they will buy more from us when in actual sense we're not doing what we're saying we're doing. So when you go online and you see places that say, oh, if you buy our product, you lose 10 kg in 2 days. And we all know you can't lose 10 kg in 2 days. So what really is your value? Is your value integrity, or our value is just to make sales? So even the people working in those organizations already know that, okay, what we value here is not being truthful, it's just telling as many lies as possible to bring in the sales, right? So you always want to have your values because they help you as an organization, help the people working with you, and help everyone to align together within the organization. All right. Now, based on that, you have your objectives. Usually your objectives will come from your vision and your mission. It's pretty much just saying, based on our big picture, this is how we would measure the fact that we're getting this or not. So it is breaking your vision and your mission into clearer terms or metrics that can help us to know if you are actually aligned with your vision statement, if you are aligning with your mission statement. Now, the key thing about your objectives are they must be measurable. If they're not measurable, then it makes no sense. And when it comes to objectives, we usually have financial objectives, which is usually monetary, and then strategic objectives, which are a bit more encompassing. So if our vision, for example, is to be the world-renowned, or let's think about Microsoft. We want to be on every computer in every home. How do we know that we are actually growing? We have objectives that help us to tick these things or see if we need to work on stuff. So if our financial objective is we want to ensure that we have 10% increase in annual revenue. If every year you're meeting 10% increase, that means there's a potential for you to get to a space. That means you're growing, and that means there's a potential for you to get to a space where you're on every computer within the world. Or how much we want to increase in earnings per share. What is the worth of your share every single year? or based on your return on capital, how much we want to give our what's it called, our shareholders at the end of any period. That's another way to measure if you're meeting your vision as an organization. Now, on the other hand, in terms of strategic objective, if we want to be a computer, or we want to be in any computer on every table in every home, if we say how much percentage market share do we want to have? We want to be on all computers. That means we want to have 100% market share. Remember we talked about market share earlier? Market share is saying the entire quantity in the market. So 100% is what you have. If you want to be on every computer, that means you want to get the entire market. Now, if you're only on 20% at the end of the first year, you know you haven't got into your vision as an organization. And so that means you have to keep working so you get to the space where you actually meet your objective of being 100% in the market. Okay, or we want to achieve customer satisfaction rates by X%. So Disney wants to create happiness. The easiest way to determine if a person is happy is through customer satisfaction. So how satisfied are you after you watch a Disney movie? Do you think, wow, that was an amazing movie? Or are you like, oh my God, such a waste of my 3 hours? If you are leaning more towards waste of my 3 hours, then maybe they're far away from achieving their vision as an organization. So think about the strategic objectives as a breakdown, ways that you can measure whether or not you're actually achieving what your vision is in the long run. Okay. Now, based on that, once you have your vision, your mission, your objectives, your core values, you now are at a point where you can actually create the business plan itself. So think about all those things as the prerequisite before you can actually get to your vision, your business plan. If you don't know your vision, it's difficult for you to determine who your competitors are. If you don't know your mission, it's difficult for you to determine who are the other people within the market that you're operating in. If you don't know your objectives, it's difficult for you to determine who your customers are. So you have to have all of those parts done first before you can actually go ahead to create the business plan itself. So in terms of the business plan, just like every other thing we've talked about, it must be clear, it must be focused, it must be realistic. It is basically your selling document. Now, I have a question for you. Who do you think should write out your business plan for you? Who do you think should write out your business plan? Who should be in charge of writing out your business plan? Yes, Serena?
Yourself.
Really? Why?
Because you as a person would know the best way on how you would like to handle the business so you're successful in with yourself. Nobody's going to know your ideas or how your brain is processing your thoughts or how you want to organize it or anything like that.
Okay, I know I was nodding my head, but I don't think so. I really don't think so. Who else, any other person, who else do you think should actually write your business plan?
I think it's a business decision, like as an organization, like just as together as a group, just like come up with a business plan.
So if you have a team, assume you're starting with a team. If you have partners, you're saying you and your partners sit down to write that out. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I know I was nodding my head as well, but I don't think so. No, absolutely not, actually. Any other person? Who do you think should write your business plan? Do you think you should pay Debbie to write your business plan for you? Are you sure? Wow. You wouldn't pay Debbie, would you? Do you think you should go on Fiverr and Upwork and say, hey, business plan, who can write a business plan? So absolutely, Serena is 100% correct. Kevin, you're 100% correct as well. You should write your business plan by yourself. And if you have a team, you and your team should sit down and write your business plan. So with Afrowork, for example, what I had was just a concept plan, which is just kind of, hey, this is what I'm thinking. But by the time I created a team of people, we all sat down together. So we have strategic meetings every now and then to still review what we had written at the beginning, which was our business plan. Now, there are people that offer the services of writing business plans for you. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that you have to actually be involved in the process because you are the only one that can actually communicate what is in your head. You have to do the research to see if what you're doing is viable or not. It's important for you to see what other people are doing in the same industry if you plan on getting into that industry. So it's okay for you to get support. I write business plans for people actually. Well, I used to, now I don't have the time anymore. But I would always tell them, this is just me giving you the framework. You have to go in and actually put in all the information by yourself. So if you're trying to create a business that works, you should take that. That's the first task you have to do as an entrepreneur. Okay, so that answers this here. I'm going to go into the next part, but before we go into that, I sent that you want a 10 minutes break. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pause. Okay, no, I want to pause the recording and then we can. All right, so do we have any questions? Any other questions? Now is a good time to ask the questions before we move on to the busy part of this. I just want to quickly put this up here now so we can start. Okay, so in terms of what your business plan itself should look like, I'm just going to go back all the way to the top here just so we can look at this. So like I said earlier, we're going to look into the different components. So we'll start from the letter of transmittal, the title page, table of contents, executive summary, etc., all the way to the end. All right. So remember, your business plan is your guideline, is your blueprint that is telling you what you need to know about your organization, or it's that place where you've kept all the information that you have so far about your business. So the first thing, and now this usually it's dependent on when you've decided on who to send your business plan to. Sometimes if you're sending your business plan to, let's say, a financial advisor, or you're sending your business plan to a potential supplier, you will add on top of the document what we call a letter of transmittal. Now, a letter of transmittal is pretty much your way of introducing your business to the reader and then outlining the major features. So it's pretty much saying, hey, hi, Fatima. Thank you for taking our time to have this conversation with me. Attached to this letter is my business plan for the cleaning services that I'm trying to start. Within the plan itself, you'll be able to see our products, our services, specifically because I am reaching out to you as a financial advisor or as a potential investor. You would be able to see the our financials on page 67. So it depends on who you're providing your business plan to. You want to provide as much information that fits into what they're looking for. Financial advisor or financial investor is probably thinking, how much are you going to make? They want to see your financial projections. So that's the part you're going to try to put all your information in your transmitter later on. Okay, then beyond the letter, going to the business plan itself, the first thing you have is your title page. So your title page is just kind of like a cover, just like your assignment. Your title page is giving all the information about your business, so the name of the business, the address where business is, the phone number, contact information, and any key information that you think might be necessary if a person needs to go through your business plan. Now, based on that, the next thing is going to be your table of content, because usually you have business plans that are 30 pages, 50 pages, 60 pages, and you have to outline every single thing in your table of content, because most readers might not read every single thing. People will just look out for things that are most important to them. Your suppliers probably want to see information about your supply. A potential investor wants to see more information about your investment or the financial projection. And so they, based on the information in your table of content, are able to go specifically to the area that they're interested in. Okay, then you have your executive summary. Remember how I said your business plan can be 30 pages, 50 pages, 60 pages? A lot of times, very important people would not read 30 pages and 60 pages. So what your executive summary is a 1 to 2 page summary of all the important things within your business plan. Based on the information in your executive summary, a person might say, this is actually interesting. Now I want to know more. And so they'll have some interest in actually reading your business plan itself. But don't think that every single person is going to read the entire business plan. Most likely not. So whatever is in your executive summary needs to be very catchy. It needs to be the most important part. It needs to summarize all the important things that are concerning your business. So it's important that your executive summary has no errors, has no numerical errors, has no word errors, and is easy to read and straight to the point. Now, one other thing that I should have said from the beginning is when you're writing a business plan, remember how we saw that vision statement and thoughts, they were just throwing so many big words here and there? Can you remember that vision statement? The same thing applies with your business plan. Make it as simple as possible. A 12-year-old should be able to read your business plan and have an idea what your business is all about. Don't put a lot of business jargons, and that's where people have a lot of problems. Put a lot of business jargons, use words, strategic, manipulative, use so many words and assume that it will make it look like you're writing something that is so great. No, simplicity is the key when it comes to your business plan. All right, now let's go on to major parts of your business plan. So in the body itself, the first main part of your business plan is an introduction to the company and the industry. So what exactly is your company going to do? Or who is your company? Have you started this business already? Is this the first time you're starting? Did you already have a business in the past and this is an offshoot of the business? Where exactly are you in your business plan itself or in the business idea itself? Are you just at the ideation stage? Do you already have maybe a minimum viable product, or have you already launched your product or launched your services? That's the first thing we want to hear. We want to have a good understanding of what this company is, what your goals are. So your vision statement will come in here, your mission statement will come in here, your core objectives will come in here, your values will come in here. Then beyond the business, we want to hear about the industry. So what is happening in the industry in which you're trying to get into? Now, guys, this is very important because these are the things that you have to write for your assignment. So what is happening in the industry you're trying to get into? Are you in the cleaning industry? What is the trend in the cleaning industry right now? Are we all moving towards greener technology? Is that something that is in the industry you're trying to operate in? Who are the key players in that industry? So remember how we talked about competitive advantage? Remember how we talked about internal and external analysis, and we used the Porter's analysis. So I had uploaded the slides for you guys and then the video. We talked about how to use Porter's analysis to determine what's happening in the industry that we're operating in. All of that information that you know about the industry you're operating in would come into the company and the industry section. Now, based on that, the next section is your product or service offering. So what product exactly are you offering? Let's hear details about this particular product. Do you have 5 different products? What are they made of? Or do you offer 5 different services? Detail all the information about the services and the products that you have. So if I want to do for AfroHub, for example, in terms of the company and industry, so AfroHub, we started off as just a space where businesses can, talk about, Black-owned businesses can talk about their products, talk about their services, hopefully reach a wider audience. And then now we've moved from there. What we are is actually a space where consumers can buy. And so what are our products? The products we have on the platform are the products of the vendors that are aligned with our organization. In terms of the industry, our competitors are not, we don't have specific competitors in the same niche focusing on Black-owned businesses. However, if we look at other businesses generally, our competitors will be places like Amazon, will be places like Uber Eats, will be places like Walmart, where you can actually go in there and put your products, put your services, and reach a wider audience as well. So in terms of the products we're offering or the services that we're offering, we also provide delivery. We pick up from the vendors, we provide delivery all the way to the consumers. So in this part, you're going to talk about every information about the product. Where are you? Have you already created your minimum viable products? Do you already have your website? So for us, we already have a website. We're trying to fine tune our website. Moving on from the website, when we have enough data, we're going to create an app which will make it easier for consumers to actually purchase things from their phones rather than having to go all the way to a browser. Now, beyond that, the next thing is your management team. So, a management team, you're saying who are the key people that are going to be a part of this organization? What are their responsibilities and what are their qualifications? Can anyone tell me why it's so important for you to write out your management team in your business plan? Why do you think it's important to write out your management team in your business plan? Anyone?
So everybody knows what duties they have and nobody has overlapping duties and duplication. And when something goes not according to plan, the right person is accountable and no
Okay.
reporting.
Okay, that's really good. That's from the internal perspective. Everyone knows what is expected of each of them. You know, we're all accountable. From the external perspective, why do you think someone will want to read your business plan and see who your management team is? Why do you think someone wants to read your business plan and say, oh, who are the people managing this organization? Anyone? If you're an investor and you're reading a business plan, why do you think you might want to see who the management team are?
Some of the people that are on the, or some of the people's names might be familiar. They might have a reputation, either good or bad.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So they might have a reputation. Oh, I've heard about this person. Oh, Elon Musk is on your management team. Okay, I'm ready to give you my money because he's made so much money. So I believe he knows what he's doing. So sometimes the key reason why we actually have to detail out your management team is people from the external view. So maybe an investor wants to know what qualification do you even have to start this business? What experience do you have to start this business? If you say you want to create a car, for example, you want to start an automobile company, okay, I need to know that you've done something similar to this in the past. Or I need to know that you actually have the capacity, the knowledge, the experience to get this done. If not, if I'm trying to invest in your business, I most likely will not invest if I don't think you have the capacity. So a lot of times the management team pretty much is the people that are really running the organization. So if I'm going to invest in your organization, I'm actually investing in a person. So that's something that I'm not sure we talked about it at the beginning of the class, but when it comes to entrepreneurship, at the early stage of your business, people are not really investing in your business. They're investing in you. They're investing in the belief that you have the capacity to actually run this business and make it into a great idea. So if I don't think based on the information I can see in your management team that you might have the resources and the knowledge to actually run this operation, I would not be interested in being a part of your organization. All right. So management team talks about who will be in part of the organization. What are their responsibilities? What are their qualifications? If you're going to have shareholders, how do you divide your equity? Who will be the members of the board? It just gives some level of reputation to the business itself. Then the next part is your market analysis. Now, have we done market analysis before in this class? Have you guys done market analysis? Are you sure? Are you very sure?
It feels like you're gonna say that I'm wrong, but I don't remember that we did it.
Okay, so can you remember when we talked about determining who your potential customers are? Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? Determine who your potential customers are, where they can be found, if there are other businesses in the same market, seeing what the trend is. Does that sound familiar? Yeah. So what you did was a market analysis. So again, remember when I said everything we've done so far has a play in everything we're going to talk about in the business plan. So you've done the body, the smaller works by the side. Now it's just bringing all of this together. So your market analysis is probably one of the most important parts of your business plan because it is where you show that there are actually people that are willing to part away with their money, with their hard-earned money for your business idea. So it's saying, who are your target customers? Define them. So my target customer, for example, is, we have different target customers for AfroHub. One of our key target customers are an African. So an African lady, for example, maybe her name is Debbie. She's in the age group of 30 to 58. She is young, stays in her family, but she lives very far away from many of the vendors that sell the products that she wants. Now, she thinks it's such a waste of time for her to drive all the way from UBC to Surrey to go into the African store. So now we are going to provide this product and take it all the way to her. If I cannot define who my target customers are, if I don't have a clear picture about them, know how many they are, so that's the most important thing here. How many people, we talked about population, so how many people are in the group of people that you think are your target customers? If your target customers are every 18-year-old in Burnaby, how many 18-year-olds are in Burnaby? How many other businesses are competing for those 18-year-olds? What are the trends? What do they like? What are the seasonal patterns? So all of these things you have to define in your market analysis, because that is so important, because to help you determine how many sales you probably will make, how much of the market share you probably will be able to make. Now, based on the information you have in your market analysis, then you can create a marketing plan. You've designed what your ideal customer looks like. You designed that your customer is female between ages 28 to 40. She's a young professional. She lives 30 kilometers away from the African store. Now, how do we ensure that we get our message out to this particular person? So this particular person is always on Instagram, is on Twitter. So maybe we should market our products through Instagram. Maybe we should market our products on Twitter. She's a young professional, so maybe she's a member of so many bodies, professional bodies. So maybe we should have some sort of conversation and relationship with, let's say, the human resource body, with the project management professional body. That way we can have more access to people that fall within our age group. Or maybe she uses the subway, or she uses the bus to go to work. So maybe I should go to the bus stations, or maybe I should try to pay for advert on one of the buses so that she can see the products that I have or the services that I have. So based on your ideal consumer, your ideal market, then you can create a marketing plan, which is pretty much the strategy, the way you're going to actually go about making sure that your ideal consumer knows and has information about your business. So it's thinking about, even in your marketing plan, you're also going to think about your prices. How much are you going to put for your product? So your Debbie can only offer $10 on this particular product because that's how much she thinks is the value of this product to her. Okay. How many will she buy? Where would we get the products from? How do we ensure that the product gets from from the store all the way to Debbie? So your marketing plan is thinking about it from, how do we ensure that our product goes from where we are all the way to meet our consumers? And then we can also get feedback from them on how they enjoyed our service. Okay, so we're going to have another class on marketing plan, which will go into more details. Oh, okay. I'm not sure why that just disappeared. I'm just going to share it again. Okay. Okay, so the next thing is our development plan. So we know who our consumers are, we know where to get them, we know how to get our products to them. Now, what is the timeline? What does it look like in terms of our product? So where are we now? Where do we want to be in 3 months in terms of development of your product? What do we need to do to make sure that our product is ready and okay to go to the market? What are the testing, the regulatory things, the other requirements that we need to ensure that we've done before we can get to where we really want to be? So let's start with when AfroHub started with conversation. We realized, okay, in 3 months, we should be able to use the Shopify templates to build a manageable website. Now, based on the information we get from the website, we think that in another 6 months, we should be able to build our own website. Now, based on the information from our website, we believe that we should be able to create an app that is easy to use in another 3 months. So we've created stages through which we're going to keep developing as an organization. What we needed to get to a market ready state was to at least have a website, whether through Shopify, that we could use to express our products and our services, hopefully to get consumers on board. So we had that in our timeline. What other requirements do we need? Okay, we need to register our organization. If we're dealing with food products or fresh food products, we need to ensure that the vendors are registered. We need to see their certification, their food certification, safety food certification, before we can actually get them on our website. So what we've done is created a development plan to show the different stages through which we're going to develop as an organization. Now, based on that, you can also have a production and operations plan. So this is the operations part. Where's our location? Where are we going to be located? What facilities do we need? What space requirements do we need? How much capital or what kind of equipment do we need to start? What kind of labor do we need to start? What does that look like for our organization? How do we intend to work around the logistics? All of those things will come into your operations plan. Now, based on that, you have an implementation schedule. So your implementation schedule is a mix of the information in your development plan, a mix of the information in your operations plan, and it is you creating pretty much a document that is saying, based on all the information, by month 3, we're going to be at this point. When we get to point 3, there are so many problems and risks that we would face. For example, we realize that Shopify is quite restrictive, and so we cannot create all the features that we want to have on our website. Now, if that arises, what do? We move on to the next phase. And the next phase is for us to start designing our own website. Now, we envisage that in 6 months' time, when our website is perfect, we would actually get into a phase where we realize our customers might prefer to use apps alongside the website. And so based on that, we know what we're going to do to kind of offset the risk that we intend to see as we keep growing within the organization. So implementation plan pretty much looks like almost a TOR, terms of reference, because it kind of shows you what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, what risk you might face, and then how to solve this particular risk. Now, the very important part where everybody wants to see is, what are your financials? So where are you getting money from? How much money do you need to start? Are you going to use equity? So are you going to exchange money for sharing your business? Or are you going to use debt? So are you going to exchange money for interest? Or what is your cash flow projections? How much do you intend to expend over a period of time? And then how much do you expect to get back? When would you get to a break even? So break even is looking at the point where your cost is equals to your revenue, and now any other thing that comes above that is an extra profit. So we want to see all the financial parts about your business, because it will help us determine whether or not your business is one that can actually grow and survive over a period of time. So we're going to go into a different class completely that will talk about financial plans. Okay, now based on that, you have all the information you need to tell an investor that, hey, this is the business that I'm trying to start. I need you to actually invest in it. Or you have all the information for you to tell your parents that, hey, I've done my work. So I need you to believe that if I'm leaving school to actually start this business, it is something I have really planned and thought through. Or you have enough information to show your partner to say, hey, remember how I'm taking our child's college fund? I know what I'm doing. In a couple of years, we're going to be able to make enough money to return it. Now, beyond that, sometimes you might see some information that might support some of the things that you've written in your business plan. And usually you put those things in the appendix. So for example, maybe a resume for your management team, maybe the office plan, the documents of the office plan, just so people can actually see what the office space looks like. Or maybe there's some other information that you came across that you think might be beneficial for anyone reading through your business plan. You can put all of them at the end of your business plan. All right. How are we doing? Do you have any questions before I move into the next part? I know it's a lot of content, but that's why it's recorded, so you can always go back to watch it. Okay, so the business plan is usually very detailed, as we can see. Usually a lot of pages. So sometimes 30 pages, 12 pages, 15 pages, it all depends on how intense your business is. Not all investors have the time to read through all of this. Not all potential partners will have the time to read through all of this. And so we have some things that we call alternatives to business plans. And usually, based on the information from your business plan, you can actually showcase just the most important things that people want to see in certain documents. And then everyone already has an idea of whether or not your business can be successful. And so, in terms of alternatives, there's one which you call the business model canvas. Pretty much, it's a tool that you use to see what the key things your business does. A lot of times it's used mostly by strategic managers when they're trying to see where to change around what your business model is. They want to see who your real consumers are. They want to see the structure of your business, and they don't want to read 30 pages. And so this is what the business model canvas looks like. What it wants to show is who are your key partners, because that will determine the validity of your business. What are your key activities? So what are the products? What are the services that you're offering? You put them down there. What are the key resources that you have? We already have a warehouse. We already have connections. What is your value proposition? What makes you stand out from other businesses within that same industry? What kind of relationship do you intend to have with your customers? So that looks more into the marketing, that aligns with the channels. How do you intend to get your products from your office or wherever it is that your product would be all the way to the consumers? Who are the different customers that you might have? So what is the ideal design of your potential customers? We want to see that. Now, also, we want to see what your cost looks like and want to see what your revenue streams look like, because that will tell us whether or not your business is going to be financially sound. So all the information that you end up putting into your business model canvas, truth is you get all of those things from your business plan. So that's why your business plan is so important, because when you have to talk to investors that don't want to see the entire document and you want to just tell them the most important key points, you can easily bring information from there, which you can put into your business model canvas. Now, another canvas that is very similar to that is the lean business model canvas, pretty much the same thing. But this asks you questions in a different way. So for example, the key thing your lean canvas is saying is, what is the problem? So remember how we said your business has to be solving a problem. If it's not solving a problem or making my life better, I'm not going to part away with my hard-earned money. After teaching for hours, speaking, and I've made my money and my bank account is smiling, if I don't see the benefit of giving you some of this money, I'd rather leave the money inside my account. So what is the problem you're trying to solve? What is the solution that your business is actually bringing to those problems? How would you measure whether or not you are getting those specific activities? What is your unique value proposition? So what is it? What makes your business different? Why would I buy from you instead of buying from your competitors? What is your unfair advantage? What is that thing you have ahead and above your competitors? How do you intend to get your product or your services to your customers? Who are your target consumers? Then again, what is the cost structure looking like? Where are you going to be getting your products from? What are your costs that you need? So distribution costs, handling costs, people costs, etc. I want to see all of that. How do you intend to make money? All of these things are in your business plan. I also want to see them here. So again, just like the business model canvas, it's pretty much the same thing. This one just focuses more on the problem and getting your solution based on the problem. I want to see all of this information because it will help me determine whether or not your business is successful. Okay. So this just differentiates between the business model canvas and the lean canvas. We can absolutely read this later. So at the end of the day, what are we really trying to do with our business plan? With our business plan, what we're really trying to do is to ensure that we've crossed all our T's, we've dotted all our I's, we have all the information that will be necessary for us to actually run and manage this business effectively. Okay, so that is all done in terms of slides. Questions? Anyone has any question for me? Question? I think I can stop the recording.